What a time for sports right now. We've got the NFL draft happening. The round one happened today, and we had 2 more days of that. Fernando Mendoza went #1 to the Las Vegas Raiders. Fernando Mendoza, this is one of the best classes I've seen in a long time. We're going to talk about that and more coming up on the show. And by the way, we went 4-2 this past week on our Pick 6. I hope you liked that. And 2 weeks before, we went 5-3. We're staying in the W column, so that's a good thing. I hope you're proud of me. By the way, these glasses, stay tuned to the end of the show so I can tell you the story about these things. These shades are probably fake shades. I don't know though. Like, you know what I mean? Like the kind you buy at the truck stop or at a gas station. But we're going to talk about it. I'll get all into that and more. We're going to talk about, I don't like talking about politics, but we're going to talk about California politics here a little bit. And some other things, especially if you bought a new car in the last, this year. You know, you'll be wanting to tune in for that. Believe me, you want to hear this information. Or just catch the short when I make a short out of it, right? If I have the energy to make one. You know, we got to do our job, not just shoot shows around here. But I do want to make this for a living. I want to do this for a living. I do. The NFL draft, again, Fernando Mendoza for the Las Vegas Raiders. #1 pick overall. This is one of the best draft classes in the history of football, if you ask me. It really is. We're going to talk about all that. Of course, the Rams drafted the number 13 overall pick. Number 15, jersey number, Simpson from Alabama. That's right, the quarterback. Expected to replace Matthew Stafford. Although one does simply not replace Matthew Stafford. Yeah, but he's going to try, and we're going to root for him because I am a Rams fan. Don't want to be too much of a homer, but this is, a sports show, and I am a sports fan. So, but I do like other teams, Don't get it twisted. Just because I like the Dodgers doesn't mean that I don't like other teams. I didn't follow any baseball this week, including the Dodgers. My God. It's been a tough week. A lot of work. I mean, a lot of work. Right? Don't you feel like you're overworked lately? If you're lucky. And if not, I mean, you're part of this economy that where jobs are, mass layoffs are becoming ever increasing. And, we really want to bum the show out, don't we? No, we don't. Let's just do the Pick 6. Before you hit that like button, I want to ask you to forgive me because I meant to say, before we do the Pick 6, hit that like button. I appreciate it. We want to try to hit 200 before the end of this year, right? Maybe. Guys, we're doing the Pick 6. Thanks for tuning in for that. Again, we went 4-2 last weekend, winning all of our NBA games. See, I actually do have a notebook, and Fernando Mendoza is a Raider. You see that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, we got the Pick 6 here. I'm excited about Fernando Mendoza coming to Las Vegas to play for the Raiders. He really is one of the more storied quarterbacks in recent history, college or otherwise. I mean, I got to tell you, Indiana becoming national champions after not being known for being a tough football team. But anyway, we're going to do the Pick 6. Let's do that. We're going to start Saturday at 10 in the morning. All right? Saturday, April 25th. And we've got I have to burp. Sorry. We got the Pistons facing the Magic. And this is going to be a huge game. Of course, game 3 of the series. And I'm going to go with the Magic. Why? I don't know. I've never been a Pistons fan. No, that's no ill feelings towards the city of Detroit or anything like that. It's just towards the Pistons. I don't hate Detroit. I just don't like the Pistons. Sorry. Can't do it. We're going to go with the Magic on that one. All right. Game 4 of the NHL. This is, one of the NHL series, excuse me. The Stars and the Wild. This has been... I got to tell you, the Wild were one of the games we lost last week, okay? I picked the Stars to beat the Wild. Ever since then, the Stars have they lost game 1. But ever since then, they've come back and they're now up 2-1. And by the way, all of these games are subject to change because there is some Friday games on all of these. But these are still going to happen on Saturday and Sunday regardless. So as far as what I'm saying is Dallas is up 2-1, that could change. That's what I mean. We're going to pick the Wild to beat the Stars. They're playing in Minnesota. I'm actually kind of rooting for the Stars this year among a couple of teams here in the NHL. But I think the Wild are going to tie the series up, beating the Stars. 2:30 p.m. game on Saturday. Next, we've got another NHL game on Saturday, and this is the third game of Saturday for us. The Flyers and the Penguins. All right, the Philadelphia Flyers have been wiping the ice, okay, with the Penguins. They've been trampling them under the Zamboni. You know, if I can think of any other cheesy hockey references. The Flyers are pretty tough. I think they're going to finish out the series and send the Penguins, without Crosby being a factor at all. What are they going to do? I don't think the Penguins can do anything against the Flyers. They're down 3-0. We're going with the Flyers. That wraps it up for Saturday. Let's go to Sunday. We've got the Spurs in Portland. They're playing the Trailblazers in Portland. Back and forth series again. I'm going to pick the Trailblazers to win this one because they are in Portland, although I do favor the Spurs in this series. I'm going to pick the Sunday 12:30 p.m. game between the two for the Trailblazers. We'll see how that turns out. When I talk to you here next week, tune in for that. The Oilers, I'm picking the Trailblazers. The Oilers are facing the Ducks. This is my highlight game because of Radko Gudas. I'm picking the Anaheim Ducks to beat the Montreal Oilers or Edmonton? Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, Canadians. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Now I've offended the ones that speak both English and the ones that speak French. Fantastic. So we're picking the Ducks, as if I hadn't pissed off the Canadians enough already. And I think it's because of Radko Gudas. He's a real terror on the ice. I got to tell you, I'd be scared as heck if I was his opponent on the ice. And we're going with that. All right, last game of the Pick Six, and it is, of course, one of my favorite teams, and I haven't picked them yet during the playoffs, and it's the Lakers at Rockets. How could I have picked them during the playoffs? Last week was the first time I picked. It was week 1 of the playoffs. I don't know. Anyway, the Lakers, I believe, are going to win this game against Houston. I think they're not going to let it even be close. I think they win the next two. Whether I think they play on Friday, I don't know. But the Sunday game, we're going with the Lakers, 6:30 p.m. Okay, so Saturday, we've got the Magic beating the Pistons. We've got, over to the NHL, we've got the Wild evening the series against the Dallas Stars. And by the way, that could change. Again, they could be evening the series tomorrow evening, right? By Friday? I don't know. This is what's weird about me only doing this one time a week, is that I'm missing some of the games because there's like Monday game and then a Wednesday game. Whatever. We're picking the Wild over the Stars. We're picking the Flyers to close out the series against the Penguins. All right, over to Sunday, we're picking the Trailblazers to beat the Spurs, the Ducks to beat the Oilers convincingly, and the Lakers to top the Rockets in Houston. That's our Pick Six for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, gamble responsibly. I've always got to memorize this number that I keep putting on the screen. I believe it's 1-800-426-2537. Am I right? Okay. So one of the best draft classes in the history of professional football. Looks like it's going to be a great year of football. I'm going to really be following some of these rookies. Fernando Mendoza, of course. But also Jeremiah Love, the running back coming out of Notre Dame. We talked about him during the football season here on the Play Action Sports Show. Carnell Tate out of Ohio State is a wide receiver. He got drafted number 4. I don't know by whom, but Ohio State is, like wide receiver U over there. And, of course, number 5 pick was Arvell Reese, who's an edge rusher. So is David Bailey, the number 2 pick. Who did Carnell Tate go to? Let's check it out. Let's check it out. This is live. I'm not going to edit this. Sorry. Oh, the Titans. Oh, look at this. Tennessee picking up Carnell Tate. That's a big move for them. Let's talk about these shades, shall we? All right. So, I was at the store the other day. I parked my car, and it's a Sprouts. That detail will be important to somebody out there. One person, Anyway, I don't know whether these are expensive or like shit, basically. I don't know. I'm not a shades guy. I don't know about shades. I'm not a big watch type of a guy, The type is like I've got a Bulova and I've got a Rolly up in here. But anyway, there was an empty parking space, or at least I thought it was empty, and I was walking to the store from my car. And instead of being empty, there was a pair of shades there. Being the entrepreneurial person that I am, I picked them up. I said, look, these are fantastic. Look at this. The reason I picked them up is because, you can do a lot of characters with this. Like, for instance, you can do a Tim Dillon, right? We're all going to die. And it doesn't matter that we're all going to die soon from our robotic overlords. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Tim Dillon. You're a great guy. Or you could do like a Bret Hitman Hart also. I'm the excellence of execution, the best that never is, whatever, right? Very useful, these type of shades, this weird color. It's like a pink or like a rose gold or I don't know, because sometimes it looks a little orangey. I'm going to rock these summer, but I will give them back to one person, the owner of these shades. If you can come to me in my X feed, or I don't know, can you send a message maybe in the comments section? If you are the owner of these shades, tell me what store I found these in and in what city, and I will deliver these to you personally. No, I'm just kidding. I'll ship them to you, of course. I would never go out of my way. Okay, so that's it for the shades. It's amazing what you find on the ground when you're looking around. Like the other time I was at a convention. I know what you're thinking. Was it a loser convention? And, thank you, bully internal monologue. But no. Yes, it was actually. It was a loser convention, which is why I tacoed right out of there as soon as I went in there, right? Came right out of the door. And on the way out, I found $7 on the ground. 7 US cash dollars. Being the entrepreneurial soul that I am, I picked it up. And if you look around, boy, you'd be surprised at what you could find. People drop things all the time. Now, if you actually see the person that dropped it, or you can identify that it belongs to, it's probably this person because their car is right next to it. You know what I mean? Do the right thing. Give it back. If you find it in a store, by all means, give it to the lost and found. I mean, that would just be tacky and cheesy. It would almost be as tacky as these shades for you to take it. But again, if you're the owner of these, I would like for you to get in contact with me and I will give them back to you. I'm starting to fall in love with these. I really am. So Fernando Mendoza I'm just joking with you. I would never, in a million years. That's no diss to you guys who use shades on your podcasts and stuff like that. All right. Fernando Mendoza was one of the best college quarterbacks I've ever seen. And I watched, Vince Young, Matt Leinart. He was a good quarterback, believe it or not. Peyton Manning, when he was at Tennessee, watched him. Lots of quarterbacks in college. And for my money, the last second heroics of Fernando Mendoza cannot be topped. They can't be topped. This guy is a marquee already before he even enters the league. Get your pre-orders in for the top special edition football cards for this class in particular. And I'm going to be rooting for Ty Simpson at the Rams. I got to tell you, I think he got like 64 passing percentage in his last year at Alabama, this past year, with something like 2,000 something passing yards. I don't know, maybe more than that. I'm not sure. My voice is a little hoarse right now. It's a pony. No, I'm just kidding. It's a little hoarse. Let's talk about politics here in California, because I got to tell you, they give us these official voter information guides, which I'm not sure if it's illegal if I show it to you, being that you're not a California citizen, maybe. Maybe you are. In any event, if you are, you got one of your own. The first thing I noticed, I got to tell you, so many gubernatorial candidates. Why do they call them gubernatorial? Gubernatorial? Sounds like goober. It really does. There's too many candidates for governor here in California. There's way too many candidates for governor here in California. I literally saw I think it's 30 different candidates or so, or maybe slightly more. Thought I was going to say less? No, I'm not even kidding with you. I'll count them. All right, let's count them. Just for the sake of knowing how many candidates. We got Katie Porter. I will say her name because she is famous on a national scale. And by scale, I mean level. Does she look like she's rocking that "I'm gonna make you some pancakes" circa 1954? Not really 1955, because by then she would have been shaking her tush to some Elvis Presley. Betty T. Yee. Well, I'm not going to read every single name. There's 2, and there's 3. Ooh. And by the way, I'm going to vote for the hottie. Of course I'm going to vote for the hottie, whoever she may be. I voted for Kamala Harris. I like her. I didn't care about her policies. Why would I? This is a lot of people. This is too many pages already. All right. And by the way, I'm just totally kidding about everything I'm saying right there. I really voted for Kamala for much more reasons than just the fact that I loved her laughter. That's what it was. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you don't get my 8, 9, 10, my attempts at humor, I apologize. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I wasn't exaggerating. 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Okay. All right. 32 candidates for governor here in California. I'm tired reading that, just looking through the pages. That's crazy. It's too many governors candidate. It's too many governors for candidate, everybody. It's like when I reverse the screen. You know what? I'm going to make the screen proper this time so where Jordan is, it says Jordan the right way when you look at it. Okay, that's just a camera thing. It's a software thing. I don't know why it ever comes up backwards here. And lastly, but not leastly, by the way, Matthew Stafford can never be replaced as a Ram. I want to make that clear right now. He belongs on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. He really does. But then they wouldn't call it the Mount Rushmore, would they? They'd call it the Mount Passmore. Joe Montana would go on it. His name means mountain. Speaking of people who want to name mountains after themselves. Yeah. Mount Trump. Anyway, but Mount Passmore would have Joe Montana on it. His name, he could have a mountain of his own and it would be Mount Mountain. That's what it would mean. Johnny Unitas would be on it. Maybe Terry Bradshaw would be on it. Peyton Manning. Tom Brady. Yes. As much as I hate to say it. All right. But we're going to end the show on this. Here in California, we've got gas problems, gas concerns. Number one topic with cars right now, because we're paying like $6 everywhere in the country, actually, in the world probably. Here in California, we're paying like $6.70 for $6.69 for gas. Okay, $6.49 if you have cash. But one of the major topics, I was talking to someone the other day who just recently bought a 2026 car, right, a Honda, and she tells me that she loves it. She's so happy, but she got into it with the financing, but she got out of there with a really good deal. And I just think to myself, boy, I hate having to buy a car from the dealership or whatever. I mean, I do it and I have one, but the whole process of trying to get them to lower the price, the overall price, so that we can get a better, financing agreement here, so we can pay less money. Not to put too fine a point on it, but that's another concern that it's no longer really a concern, because the new thing, by the way, is that cars are now the new standards for producing cars and automobiles here in this country. Cars and automobiles, same thing, is that they are going to have a chip inside them. They're going to have a computer system inside them. It's an integrated car. They call it an integrated system. Something to do with, they'll be able to check your levels. They'll be able to check safety features live in real time while you're traveling, while you're driving. 409, nothing can beat my 409. Top my 409. I'm sorry, Beach Boys, great song. I want an old car with no computer in it. I gotta be honest with you, because they now can disengage your car, and there's actually a lot of dealers that are talking about that they are systematically, basically trying to eliminate ownership of vehicles. So if you bought a 2026 specifically, you are now part of the new dynamic, the new way of doing things, the new normal, as far as this, is concerned. And boy, I tell you, my car is not that old and it's not that new. It's a 2016. Excuse me. And that's new enough. In fact, it's too new. I like cars with no computers, no wires, in fact, except for from the battery, to the alternator. I mean, to the starter, to the alternator. That's all. I don't want, and to the radio and to the alarm, blah blah blah. But I don't want electronics in my car, like power windows. I want to get one where the little rolly thing. Yeah, why not? Roly poly oly, you can call me. As I'm rolling down the street. Thank you guys for tuning in. I think that's the way we're gonna end it here. Why don't I just change this show and just start playing guitar for you guys? Stop doing sports, stop doing talk, just play guitar, right? Wouldn't that be great? For those of you who have been subjected to my music in the past, I want to apologize and tell you that I will never do that in that manner to you again. But if you don't know anything about my music, I want to welcome you to my new channel where I now play music. It's exciting, isn't it? Okay. I'm done being dumb for the next 5 minutes anyway. You guys have yourselves a good night. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy this weekend's games.